Hey guys, welcome back to Porsche of Nashua. We are checking out the 2024 Porsche Taycan. This is finished off in black, and look at those wheels. Check those out, they're gorgeous. I absolutely love them. This car is equipped with the all-electric motor. Getting into the trunk, you just press this button right here. And look how big that area is in the back. It's got a 40-20-40 split rear seat. So once we get into it, I love how the door handles pop out, by the way. Getting into the car, it's got the full skylight roof. All three of these seats come down right here. Has your cup holder right here. Down here you have your air vents. Very nice. And look how nice this is, and it's so quiet in here, by the way. It's really nice. I'm liking it a lot so far. But you get tons of room in the back, so easily you can sit 5 people in this car, no problem. Getting into the front seat, you're going to see that you have the 3 seat selections right here, lock and unlock, and of course your window. The car has a little glove box right here. Over here you have your center console that opens right up. And it looks like you could have your cell phone charging right from there. Very neat. Popping the front trunk, pull it up. A nice little frunk right here. The electrics are underneath here. Your battery is in the middle of the car over the rear wheels. And then getting into the car, once again, you have all your controls over here, along with the seat selector. It says 14-way adjustable seats. Starting the car up, you're going to come right over here. Look at that. So all of your display is right in front of you. You have navigation, trip, media, information. Press on the button. Tells you how much you have left on your battery. We have 46% battery, 34 degrees outside, and you got 14 volts in the other battery. In addition to that, you have your media, which is Pitbull. With this button right here, you change each individual area that you're looking at on the screen, and you can make any changes that you need to on each one. So come over here. Here's your center console. You could do your power meter if you want, or you could shut that off. And you could have your map. Goes right in front of you. Very nice. You have your extended map, which takes over the whole entire front screen, which I think is a really neat feature, by the way. You can reduce the map or just make it a very simple, condensed dashboard, which I love. Come over to the screen over here, and you can do your assistance, your traffic signs, which we're going to shut those off right now. That is now shut off. Your G-force. And you can reset all that, going back. Over here are your lights. This right here is your directional. Down below is your cruise control. And of course you could change the height of your steering wheel from the bottom. Over here you have your traction control. You have your PASM. You could bring the vehicle up and down. And of course this diamond right here is the same diamond that's over here. Those diamonds are designed to set up the car the way that you want it to. Simply by hitting it once, you should not have a problem moving forward. Over here you have your infotainment system. We're not going to go over that again. If you want to check out how the infotainment system works in a Porsche, please check out my other Porsche videos. Down here you could change all the modes. Your drive mode, your chassis, sports, suspension height, and your brake recuperation on or off. You could have your assistance for your lane keep assist, lane change assist. In addition to that, you could do your trip and your comfort levels if you want different ambient lighting. So you could have ambient lighting all the way around the car, including inside the cup holders. In addition to that, you have your climate controls right here. Your climate controls, really easy to use. Auto up, auto down, seat heat, seat cool, and you can sync both sides. And good morning, Mike. How you doing today?
Doing great, Eric. How are you?
I'm wonderful, thanks. Welcome back.
Thank you.
And thanks for having me as usual. And we are driving the 2024 Taycan base model. Now, this is the rear-wheel drive, is that correct?
That's correct, Eric, yeah. Rear-wheel drive.
Awesome. And, you know, I think one of the things that I'm noticing when I was going around the car is how nicely made it is. It's super high build quality. And you were telling me a bit about this is built in the same factory as the 911?
That's correct, yeah. The final assembly point for the Taycan is at our Stuttgart factory alongside the 911. And it was a very special project for Porsche. You know, the Taycan is certainly not their first go-around at an electric vehicle. It's something, electric cars are very rich in the company's history. And Dr. Porsche, Ferry Porsche's father, was a pioneer in the electric car field, as well as the hybrid field. So there's a very this car holds a very special place in the factory's hearts, and a lot of time and development went into the car.
So yeah, the car just feels nice already. And you know, like you were saying, hybrid electric cars is kind of in Porsche's DNA.
Yeah, that's correct. You know, Dr. Porsche has been a pioneer, or was a pioneer, in the electric car and hybrid car field, dating back all the way to the 19th century.
Wow.
Yeah, he was racing electric cars that he built as far back as 1897.
That's really impressive. And you could see that they've really come a long way, obviously. So tell me about this car, you know, this Taycan base model. What are your thoughts?
Well, you know, when the car came out, we were very impressed. You know, Porsche doesn't make anything that's base, even though sometimes we'll call it a base car.
Yeah.
But the Taycan rear-wheel drive has one electric motor that feeds the rear wheels.
Oh,
so
nice.
it is a full rear-wheel drive car, which gives you very sporty characteristics. This particular car was ordered with the high-performance battery, the 79 kilowatt battery, which gives you even more power, about 55 more horsepower as opposed to the standard battery. So we're pushing about 375 horsepower. And weight comes in at you know, over 5,000 pounds. So it's a heavy vehicle too.
Yeah, but it doesn't feel heavy.
It doesn't. No, the weight is very evenly dispersed, but it adds to the luxury car feeling. I mean, the car is a full-blown, you know, luxury saloon.
Oh, 100%. You know, it's funny. This reminds me so much of the Cayenne GT that we drove, but it's just got some extra little kind of nice features. I like the dashboard, how you can make the whole thing a map, or you could just change everything around. I think you could do that in the Cayenne Turbo as well.
Yes.
But this is just next level type stuff.
It is, yeah. It's very convenient. Also, it has our latest voice recognition software, so you can control the temperature, the heated seats, the radio, different drive systems, all with your voice.
Wow. And I'm noticing the 14-way adjustable seats, which are amazing. It's really comfortable. And again, nice bolstering side to side, so you're not feeling like you're going to get thrown around if you take some hard corners.
Yeah, the seats were very well done. They're very similar to the seats that are found in the 911, only they have a little bit more cushioning in them. They're a little bit more comfortable for long trips.
That makes absolute sense, especially with a car that's this luxurious.
Yeah, the ride quality is incredible. This particular car was ordered with the air suspension and Porsche's active suspension management, so it rides as good as it can possibly ride. And you can see it's very soft, very reminiscent of, you know, full-size German luxury cars from back in the day.
Yeah, you mentioned like the 70s, the S-Class from the 70s.
Yeah, that's correct. It's very reminiscent of that, a product that, you know, you don't see very often anymore.
Yeah, it's nice that they kind of did a little throwback to it, and at the same time gave you such an incredible package to work with. Holy crap, this is really, really smooth.
Yeah, and we don't even need to go into sport mode. I mean, we can, but it's very responsive in normal mode.
Wow, this is nice.
It's just smooth, effortless, quiet.
And you were saying that the price on this particular version is about 110 because you got some extra bells and whistles in it.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, with the high-performance battery and the air suspension and PASM, as well as the nicer wheels, this one stickers out at around 112,000.
Wow.
Which is the upper echelon for the rear-wheel drive Taycan.
But it seems like it's the right price for the car. And, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, I'd like a Porsche, but, you know, I can't put, you know, everybody in it. This, you could fit 4 or 5 people in it comfortably. In addition to that, you know, go to the mall, go to, you know, a long trip up to ski country or whatnot.
Yeah, there's plenty of cargo space, or cubic feet rather, off the top of my head, but it's generous. The rear trunk is large, I would say, and then you also have a good-sized front trunk, or frunk as they call it, which you can put all sorts of items in, you know, in the front.
The steering is so connected to the road, and you just feel everything kind of gliding along.
Yes, it's very well put together, very soft, supple, yet high performance.
Yep.
So it's a unique combination.
The quality is always next level, and you kind of can't beat that.
That's correct, and the build quality on the Taycan far exceeds other cars in its class, and that is usually the first thing our clients say when they experience the Taycan is they comment on the build quality and how well it's put together and the fit and finish. I think, especially by today's standards, it far exceeds your average $100,000 car.
Yeah, I definitely could see that. I think that this is a real special breed of a car to feel this solid, you know, 5,000 pounds, and you don't feel like you're driving a 5,000 pound car. You had mentioned earlier that, you know, you almost feel like this has more horsepower than it actually does.
Yes.
And at the same time, it's just so incredibly responsive and tactile and linear in the way that it just accelerates, and you don't know it weighs $5,000. You get very little body roll, if any.
Here, I mean, it does feel, you know, on paper it has about 375 horsepower at 0 to 60 in about 4.9 seconds. But when you actually experience it, it feels like a lot more than that. Not a little bit more, a lot more.
Yeah, I could definitely feel the sportiness in it. You know, obviously the roads aren't very good right now because of the salt from the snowstorm the other day. So we're going to take it easy today, obviously. But just feeling the pushing of the rear wheels and the nice little whirring of the electric motors, not annoyingly whirring, but just that nice kind of, you know, you're putting something into the car. And rear wheel drive, look, nothing. Super easy.
Yeah, it glides right over the road, and that's what I love about the Taycan, is that it just glides over the road.
Yeah.
You know, the ride quality is definitely a 10 out of a 10.
Yeah, it's roomy on the inside. You get a lot of headroom, and the cabin is so incredibly quiet. Like it's funny, you're driving with people sometimes, and you're not talking for a second, and it's like, you know, the uncomfortable silence that people have.
Yeah.
But this car kind of almost amplifies that, just because it's so quiet on the inside.
Yeah, it does.
You hear nothing, and I'm like, okay, interesting. You know, that's a neat feature.
It is. It's relaxing. You know, if you're...
That's the best word for it.
Yeah.
It is. It's a relaxing car to drive.
And that was, you know, a lot of what went behind the Taycan is, you know, it's a luxury sport saloon, which nowadays is almost in a segment all by itself. You know, earlier we looked at the Aston Martin Rapide, which is probably one of the very few cars in this category. But, you know, maybe the Quattroporte. but it's a very small segment. Taycan definitely dominates it because it truly feels like a sports car and a luxury car in one package, and that's very difficult to do. Mercedes comes close with their AMG S-Class. The AMG S-Class has very brisk performance, but at the end of the day, it is still a full-size luxury car. This really gives you the best of both worlds.
Yeah, luxury and comfort and style and sport. It has all of it. I was mentioning, in the beginning of the video, how aggressive the front end of this car looks. It really does look like a monster coming at you on the roadway, and just beefy.
So another tidbit, the driving position on the Taycan is the exact same driving position as the 911. So if you put a schematic side schematic of the 911, 992, and the Taycan, and you overlap them, the driver sits in the exact same position and relative to the street.
Wow.
So it literally, coming from someone who drives 911s every day as well, it literally feels like a four-door 911.
Yeah, it's quite nice, and I'm not even pushing hard on the gas, and it just stays with the traffic and gets right up to speed, no problem.
It does. Another feature that I like about the Taycan is its recuperation.
Yeah.
On many EVs, the recuperation for some is just too much. Like, you take your foot off the accelerator and the whole car just slows down to a crawl.
Yeah.
This car, we actually have the recuperation turned off. You can control the recuperation right on the steering wheel, and it's either on or off. And go ahead and turn it on, and you'll see that even when it is turned on, it is very light, almost feels like a internal combustion car, where you take your foot off the accelerator and it slows down a little bit.
Yeah.
But not aggressively. Right, and the technology behind that, in part, is from the Taycan's 800-volt system. So the Taycan is very efficient electricity-wise, so they can make the recuperation a little bit lighter, not as aggressive in results.
Yeah, they've done a good job with this. It feels really smooth. The brakes, we'll try that in just a second again. I just felt it back there was quite nice. All right. Yeah, it doesn't slow down like a normal car.
Right, it's just a little
bit. Like a normal electric car. Yeah. It just slows down like a normal, regular internal combustion engine.
Now, if you want to test some performance, you can power through this on-ramp a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah, it just dominates.
Oh, goodness.
For such a heavy car, you start wondering where all the power comes from.
Yeah. This is amazing. All right. Well, and it certainly moves a lot quicker than you would think that it does.
It does, yeah. It's you always have to watch your speed in EVs. Taycan's no exception.
Yeah, it's deceptively fast, and you had mentioned it feels more closer to 500 horsepower than it does the 375.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I want to thank Porsche of Nashua once again, and if you like this type of content, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and remember, it's about the drive. So the score sheet on the 2024 Taycan: exterior design 8, interior design 7, performance 9, safety 9, fuel efficiency 10, tech and infotainment 8, cargo space and practicality 7, reliability 8, value 7, driving experience is a 9, for a total of 82 points.